Hey, this is Chad with Be Gone for Good. There's been something that's weighing a little bit heavy on my mind recently, and I wanted to get a video cut to get it out to you. Now, you guys know I normally shoot adventure bike videos. I'm all about the tips, tutorials, DIY, the bikes, the trips, all that sort of stuff. If you're interested in that type of thing, subscribe, hit the notification to get updates, blah, blah, blah. You've heard it all before, but today's video is going to be a little bit different. I feel like maybe I need to get some stuff off my chest. Also for today's video, I brought a friend along with me. Say hi to everybody. Now the thing I wanted to talk to you about today is that over the past year and just about a full year ago today, I released my most contentious video, the video that turned me into the most hated motovlogger that's out there. And I know that that may be a little bit dramatic and probably overly sensitive. But it has had an impact on how I shoot the videos, the things that I say, and how I've interacted with the community. And I'd like to talk a little bit about that. In case you're wondering what makes me think I'm the most hated motovlogger out there, I ran some of the numbers. Most recently, I did the Long Way Up video about Ewan McGregor and Charlie Borman and their trip, and thinking maybe it might not all be on the up and up. I labeled it a scam, I asked a question, and people naturally got upset, and I understand that to some degree. If you looked at my thumbs up versus thumbs down rating, which seems a fairly easy way to look at what's liked and disliked, I ran about a 66% favorable there, which is not terrible. Prior to that, one of my least favorite videos was 5 Reasons to Stay Away from the Africa Twin. That had about a 78% favorability rating, which is not terrible at all. It's not great compared to other videos that I've shot, where you might get a couple of dislikes in there. Generally, people don't like the music, or it's too fast, or too slow, or you talk too much, which is a common problem that I have. But the one that made me the most hated motovlogger of the past year was my CB500X video. This is the one where I talk about the 3 reasons why I think maybe the CB500X might not be the bike for everybody. I thought it was fairly benign. I thought it was a pretty ordinary video, nothing really much to say about it, but it kind of lit my channel on fire and made a lot of people really upset, which was the first time it had happened to me and kind of struck me a little bit. My favorability rating for that video was just a hair above 50%, which is astronomically bad. I mean, I was legitimately running just about as many dislikes as I was to likes, and if you're not intentionally going for dislikes, that's a pretty huge number. Now, I had always set out with this channel to try and make sure that every comment got a response. Everybody who said something, I made sure to know that I was listening and I put something back out there for them. That got really, really difficult with the CB500X video. It got really difficult with the AT, and most recently with the Long Way Up video was pretty excruciating. Now, I think part of the reason why it was so difficult is because I don't really consider myself a jerk. You think I am? I think you have definite tendencies. But don't we all sort of have those tendencies to some degree? Sure, but yours are maybe a little more pronounced. I don't even know what you're talking about right now. Oh, you don't? No, I don't. Well, what about that time, in college, when you smacked that kid in the back of the head? Sound more familiar now? But that was different. Circumstances aren't even close to the same. You know what? If you're just gonna be a punk about this, maybe you shouldn't be here at all. You want me to go? Yeah, I think you should go. I think now is the time. I think you should go. I'll go. Thank you. No, thank you. I don't want to watch this anyway. Yes, I guess we all sort of have tendency to be jerks. And sometimes I've done it in the past, but I never meant to be a jerk. I don't think I intentionally sought it out, and I certainly never sought it out with this channel. To be completely honest, when I first made that video about the CB500X, I battled with whether or not it was even worth putting out, because I thought everybody knows the downsides of a CB500X. Everybody knows that maybe it doesn't have as much power as the bigger bikes, or it might be too small, or even too big, or I don't know, 1,000 other reasons that people might not buy a bike. I really thought it would go over with next to nothing, but it was just the idea that was on my head, so I shot it. The backlash was enormous, and it kind of seemed a little strange to me. So I started answering the questions. I started dealing with people who were saying that I was an idiot and shouldn't be doing this, and all I'm doing is tearing stuff down, and why am I being such a jerk, and it's worthless, and blah, 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 all sorts of craziness. And it never bothered me. It never became an issue. I felt like I made a lot of inroads with people when I talked to them about what their issues were and dealt with it. And I thought it was pretty cool that I got to comment back to everybody that sent something out to me, even if it was a little bit nasty and probably underhanded. I liked that I was giving responses out. I did the same thing with the AT video just because I thought that it was important if I was going to do it with the CB500X to talk about my AT as well and say what reasons the Africa Twin might not be the best fit for people. Didn't seem, again, to be that big of a deal, but people reacted to it pretty poorly. I think taking very personally the bike that they were on, and to some degree I can kind of understand why that would be a passionate subject to talk about. This latest video for a long way up and talking about whether or not I thought it maybe is a scam, all came from the interview with Ewan McGregor, and I obviously don't need to get back into it. If you want to watch the video, you can see it here. But there was a lot of reaction, a lot of pushback, and I felt it was a little strange because I had always been a defender of these two guys, and I didn't even say that this is something they were doing. I just asked a question, and it was the same question that had been posed to me on previous videos I had shot about these guys. So again, I didn't think there would be much reaction, but there was. And now normally I'm completely okay with that. I get the reaction, I kind of have a little bit of fun with it, and I enjoy having the conversations with people. But this time, for some reason it affected me. And I was trying to figure out why that reason was. It's been about 24 hours, maybe 48 hours since I released the video, and I think I've nailed it. The reason it mattered is because unlike when I shot the CB500X video and I was brand new with the channel and just kind of creating things, I actually am a big fan of what's been going on here over the past year. I care about how this channel does. I care about how the audience is receiving these videos and whether or not this is something that that makes me look bad or is actually a detriment to the lifestyle and to the community, or if it's a positive. And ultimately I want to be on the positive side, of course. Like, nobody wants to be a villain unless you're a WWE wrestler and that's sort of your character. But I don't want to play a character here. I want to be who I am and ask the questions that I want to ask, even if they are a little bit difficult, a little bit controversial. And all of the pushback made me think that maybe the questions I'm asking aren't valued or aren't important. So I took a little bit of time, I thought about it, I considered how I wanted to progress forward with this channel, and I would say 90–95% of the stuff I shoot is positive, and even positive to critics. Like, there's just really not a whole lot to say negative about a glove review or how to install your crash bars or traveling through the Utah BDR. Those are all pretty ordinary things. They just are what they are. But I feel like if I'm going to be the best channel moderator that I can be for you guys, sometimes I'm going to have to ask hard questions or point out things that I think maybe don't make a lot of sense in our community. I have videos forthcoming that have all been sort of on the back burner because of a lot of these controversial subjects that I will eventually get out, and they may upset a few people. I'm okay with that. I have learned that it's better for me to be honest about what I'm thinking and what I'm putting out here than it is to necessarily buckle under the weight of criticism. I appreciate everybody out there that has gotten back to me. I appreciate everybody who has been a supporter of this channel for a long time, and even some of you that spoke up on the Long Way Up or CB500X or AT series saying that my opinions were at least reasonable, if not valid. I do appreciate that. I think that's a huge help, especially when the onslaught of negativity comes crashing on top of you. That it can get overwhelming really quickly. I understand why people who have a billion more followers and a lot more vitriol can feel really hampered when something like that happens. So I get it. I am going to continue to do my best to help you guys out. I will probably never have my friend come back here to help out, or maybe I will. If you like that sort of thing, feel free to leave a comment down below. Maybe we'll invite him back sometime to have some fun. But again, thank you to everybody who went through this to watch. I guess I'm just sort of working out a little bit of my own pathos when it comes to dealing with the negativity online. it should seem like common knowledge that the internet tends to be a little bit of a cesspool, but our community isn't really that way generally. So it did surprise me a little bit. I've recovered. Yesterday wasn't great for me, but I've bounced back. I'm back in the saddle again, so I'm hoping to get a lot of content out to you guys. I would say maybe 1 in every 10, 1 in every 15 videos, maybe something a little bit more fiery, but maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how we progress forward from here. So thank you again to everybody. I appreciate it. If you like what you saw here, which if you like what you saw here, you're probably not going to get a lot more of this in the future, but I do the adventure motorcycling thing. So if you want to see more of that, definitely subscribe, like the channel, leave a comment if you've got anything to say, or if this is just the worst thing you've ever seen. And honestly, if you dislike this video, make sure that you let YouTube know by clicking that thumbs down twice. That's how they really know it's awful. Like, just bang, bang, hit it twice as hard as you can, and YouTube will get the message loud and clear. All right, thanks a lot. I'll see you guys.